Now I used the C-clamp, which was this, to push the caliper back. And you're going to need a 5/16 to loosen up the bleeder to let the pressure off of the, push this piston back, all right, to the caliper. Now, what you're going to do, I normally put grease on this boot. Well, not the boot, but the screw that goes in there. You see this? All right, brake lubricant. You want to grease the same bolt that you took out of there. So I'll slap some grease on there so this thing can move in and out of that hole. Lubricant makes everything work better, and it keeps the parts working and functioning properly. I'm gonna slide this back in that hole, and this is gonna move in and out whenever it when the brakes are applied. So let's go ahead and take off these old brake tabs, which are made of metal. That's why they rust. This is the old one. Your brake pads go in between these. Now what you can do is match them up when you're putting a new one on. So you match them up, okay, like so. You match those up. They are the same. Now what I'm gonna do is grease this ahead of time. See that? Slap that grease right in between here. That way the brake pad will slide easily. And you go ahead and put this in here. Now that that's down in there flush, you do the other side. Yep, now you do the other side, which would be the top. Now I'm gonna time lapse this top. Now that you have both brake pads in here, one will lock onto your caliper and the other one will slide towards the back of the rotor in the grooves. All right. Now once you have that done, you could swing this down. But what I'm gonna do first is put some grease inside of this boot. I'm gonna get as much grease as I can inside that boot. Even though I greased that rod, I'm gonna put some grease inside of this hole, and that'll make the rod go in and out easier. Yep, people. It'll penetrate that a lot better. So you swing this down and stretch this out like so. There we go. Now we're gonna put that boot back in there, get any dirt and debris off of it. So here I am wiping this off, getting all that dirt off of there. Now I'm gonna put some grease on this. Even though I greased the boot up, I'm still gonna grease this up. Put some grease on there, y'all, just like so. All right. And you gotta make sure your Burple straw, oh, there it is, the boot is lined up like so. Okay, righty tighty, lefty loosey. There you go. She's tight, and you want to make sure your bleeder is tight. Bleeder's tight, and put the protective rubber bushing back over top. Make sure nothing is inside that hole either. There you go. Back on the bleeder. Now, let's go ahead and slap this rim on this vehicle. So that's the brake job. Now I'm going to put time lapse on.